The prosperous days of Joseph are over. A new pharaoh has risen to power, viewing the rapidly multiplying Hebrew population as a massive threat to his empire. Egypt subjects the Israelites to brutal slave labor, forcing them into the brickyards to produce mortar and stone. When this fails to crush their numbers, Pharaoh decrees that every newborn Hebrew boy must be thrown into the Nile, attempting to erase the nation. In a silent turn of providence, the very river intended as a mass grave becomes the vehicle of salvation for a child named Moses. Hidden in a waterproof basket among the reeds, he is discovered by Pharaoh's own daughter. The future deliverer is raised and educated by the exact royal household that ordered his execution. As an adult, Moses attempts to take justice into his own hands by killing an Egyptian guard who was beating a Hebrew slave. The crime is discovered, and the former prince of Egypt is forced to flee, escaping across the wilderness to the land of Midian. For decades, the Israelites groan in their slavery, while Moses lives the quiet life of a shepherd. The absolute power of the Egyptian state has physically crushed the people, leaving them with a deliverer who is now an 80-year-old fugitive. Moses settles into an obscure life in the desert, far from the halls of power. He is simply a shepherd, tending the flock of his father-in-law. Near the mountain of Horeb, God finally breaks the silence. Moses sees a bush engulfed in flames that do not consume the wood. As he approaches, God calls to him from within the fire. In this encounter, God reveals his personal name, Yahweh, or I Am. This name identifies God as the self-existent, eternal reality, distinguishing him entirely from the localized and nature-bound gods of Egypt. God then delivers a shocking command. This aging fugitive must return to Egypt, stand before Pharaoh, and demand the release of the Israelites. This sets the stage for an asymmetrical cosmic war. An 80-year-old shepherd representing an invisible God now faces the most powerful, heavily armed empire on earth. Yahweh begins a systematic dismantling of the Egyptian empire. These judgments strike at the spiritual foundations of the land, beginning with the Nile, their divine source of life, turning to literal blood. The escalation reaches a breaking point with a thick, suffocating darkness that covers Egypt for 3 days. This is a direct humiliation of Ra, the supreme sun god and the head of the Egyptian pantheon. The final judgment is the death of every firstborn in Egypt. To escape this, God instructs the Israelites to slaughter a year-old male lamb and paint its blood on the tops and sides of their doorframes. Safety from the coming judgment depends entirely on sheltering under the blood of this innocent substitute. At midnight, the Lord passes through Egypt, striking the houses left unmarked while sparing those protected by the blood of the Lamb. This night of devastation breaks Pharaoh's pride. He drives the Israelites out, officially birthing them as a free nation through an act of unmerited grace. Freedom is immediately tested at the Red Sea. Trapped by the geography, the Israelites watch as Pharaoh's elite military force ruthlessly pursues them, sparking a wave of sheer panic. Moses raises his staff, and the Lord drives the sea back with a strong wind. The waters divide, standing like solid walls and revealing a dry path through the seabed. The Israelites cross safely, while the returning waters crush the pursuing Egyptian army. 1 month later, the adrenaline of the escape has worn off. Deep in the desolate wilderness, the food supplies run dry. The Israelites immediately turn on Moses with bitter grumbling. They look back at their brutal slavery with a shocking selective memory, longing for the pots of meat they had in Egypt. God responds with provision rather than judgment. He rains down manna from the sky and brings water gushing from a solid rock, establishing a daily rhythm of dependence. The Red Sea broke their physical chains, but the wilderness is a training ground designed to break their psychological ones. The Israelites must now unlearn the survival mode of exploited slaves and learn to trust a faithful provider. 3 months after leaving Egypt, the nation camps before the towering peaks of Mount Sinai. The atmosphere shifts to a terrifying encounter with the divine presence, marked by smoke, fire, and a loud trumpet blast. God delivers the 10 Commandments as the relational terms of a covenant. Functioning like wedding vows, These laws outline how a people who have already been saved are to live in a faithful relationship with their God. While Moses is on the mountain, the people descend into a catastrophic betrayal. Panicked by Moses' absence, they gather gold and fashion it into a calf to worship. This idol is a direct violation of their new covenant. Terrified by the invisible God, the people sought a manageable, physical representation of divine power to anchor their anxiety. Moses pleads for the nation, and God reveals his core character: compassionate, gracious, and slow to anger. He is a God who forgives rebellion and maintains love to thousands. This crisis proves that the survival of the nation relies entirely on God's astonishing mercy, rather than on Israel's ability to remain obedient. The covenant is ratified in a peaceful ceremony where the elders of Israel share a meal in God's presence, standing on a pavement as bright blue as the sky. God provides blueprints for a sacred tent called the tabernacle. Its gold, floral lampstands and cherubim are designed as a theological roadmap, mirroring the lost Garden of Eden. Exactly 1 year after escaping Egypt, the tabernacle is erected. A thick, majestic cloud covers the tent, and the blazing glory of the Lord physically fills the space. God has moved into the center of the camp to live among his people. The Exodus journey reaches its ultimate goal as God transforms a group of exploited slaves into a people fit for his presence. Reconciled in the wilderness, the Creator and his people finally live together.